If you're a new driver or you've been driving like a grandma who thinks the gas pedal's a suggestion, this video's for you. Now, let's be real. Most of us learn to drive from someone who thinks car maintenance is just...
Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about the art of kicking tires.
Kicking the tires and praying. But today, we're fixing that. I'm breaking down 15 car tips that'll save you money, keep you safe, and make you look like a pro. Oh, and if you've ever done any of these, topped off my oil with olive oil. It's Italian, so it's gotta be good. Changed a flat tire, but forgot to tighten the lug nuts. Freedom! Ignored the check engine light because orange is a chill color. Don't worry, we've all been there. And trust me, by each tip, you'll already be smarter than your Uncle Dave who fixes his car with duct tape. Because your car literally has a dashboard full of emojis trying to tell you something. Let's decode them. Tip 1. Understanding the check engine light. You know, that little orange icon that's basically your car saying, hey, I'm either mildly annoyed or actively dying. Now, most people panic and think, oh no, time to sell the car. But 90% of the time, it's something simple, like, yep, your car is so dramatic, it'll throw a tantrum over a Freudian slip. Here's what to do. Check the gas cap first. Tighten it, drive for a day. If the light stays off, congrats, you just saved $200 at the mechanic. If it's still on, grab an OBD-II scanner. This $20 gadget tells you exactly what's wrong. Plug it in, read the code, and Google it. For example, code P0420 usually means your catalytic converter's lazy, but code P0171, your engine's just extra hungry for air. But hey, if the light's flashing, pull over ASAP. That's your car screaming, I'm about to turn into a metal bonfire. So stop ignoring it, unless you want your road trip to end like a Michael Bay movie. Tip 2. Understanding basic dashboard indicators. Oil can icon. That's your car saying, I'm thirsty. Check the oil level ASAP or kiss your engine goodbye. Battery icon means your alternator's slacking. If you ignore it, your car will die faster than your phone at 1%. ABS light, anti-lock brakes are offline. You can still drive, but avoid panic stops. Your brakes will lock up like a stubborn jar. TPMS light, your tire pressure's wonky. Check those tires before they turn into pancakes. And no, the coffee cup icon doesn't mean Starbucks mode. It's take a break, driver. Tip 3. Understanding the importance of regular maintenance. Skipping oil changes is like ghosting your car. It'll come back to haunt you with a $2,000 repair bill. Here's your survival kit. Oil changes every 5,000 miles or 6 months. Think of it as a spa day for your engine. Tire rotations every 7,500 miles. Prevents your tires from balding faster than your dad. Fluid checks, monthly, coolant, brake fluid, windshield washer. Your car's not a cactus. It needs drinks. Pro tip, set reminders on your phone. Oil change is way cheaper than new engine. And no, I'll do it later isn't the maintenance plan, unless later means on the side of the highway. Tip 4. Regularly checking tire pressure. But before we dive in, if you're tired of car advice from people who think MPG stands for must pet goats.
What? What?
Smash that subscribe button. It's free and it'll save you from becoming a meme. Alright, underinflated tires are like running a marathon in flip-flops. Sure, you can do it, but you'll look ridiculous and end up in pain. Here's why it matters. Low pressure, more rolling resistance. Your car guzzles gas like it's a frat party. High pressure equals less grip equals your car handles like a shopping cart on ice. Here's the fix. Grab a tire pressure gauge. They're $5 at Walmart. Unscrew the valve cap. Don't lose it. Those things vanish like socks in a dryer. Press the gauge onto the valve stem. Compare the number to your car's PSI recommendation. Check the door jam sticker or manual. Pro tip, check pressure when tires are cold, like in the morning. Hot tires lie like a toddler with a cookie jar. And no, eyeballing it isn't a valid method unless you're a human PSI sensor. Spoiler, you're not. Tip 5, the penny test for checking tire tread. Bald tires in the rain? You'll hydroplane faster than a TikTok trend died. Here's how to check your tread like a pro. Grab a penny. Stick Abe Lincoln's head into the tread groove. If you can see his entire forehead, your tires are balder than Mr. Clean. Time to replace them. If the tread covers his hairline, you're good. for now. Pro tip, use a quarter for a stricter test. If Washington's head is visible, replace ASAP. If you're finally giving your tires the love they deserve, drop a like on this video. It's the easiest way to say, I'm never driving on bald tires again. Tip 6, the best time to fill up your gas tank. Did you know there's a best time to buy gas? Spoiler, it's not when you're running on fumes. Here's the trick. Fill up in the early morning or late evening. Gas is denser when it's cool, so you get more bang for your buck. Avoid filling up right after the station gets a delivery. The new gas can stir up sediment, which clogs your fuel filter. Pro tip, use a gas app like Gas Buddy to find the cheapest stations near you. And no, premium gas isn't better for your car unless your manual says so. You're not driving a race car, probably. Tip 7, practicing smooth braking and acceleration. You know that guy who drives like he's stomping on bugs? Yeah, don't be that guy. Here's why it matters. Slamming brakes equals faster wear and tear equals dollars. Flooring the gas, burning fuel like it's free, more dollars. Here's how to fix it. Brake like you're stepping on an egg. Gentle pressure, smooth stops. Your passengers and your brakes will thank you. Accelerate like you're late, but not that late. Ease into it. Your engine's not a light switch. Pro tip, if your car jerks every time you brake or accelerate, you're doing it wrong. Smooth equals smart. Tip 8, avoiding overloading the vehicle. Your car's not a dump truck. Overloading it? Say hello to wobbly steering and gas guzzling. Here's why it's a bad idea. Too much weight. Strain on suspension, so faster wear and tear. Here's the fix. Check your car's weight limit. It's in the manual or on the door jamb. Distribute weight evenly. Don't stack everything on one side like a Jenga tower. Tip 9, practicing safe lane changes. Cutting lanes like a ninja? Your car's not invisible. Use the SMOG method to avoid becoming a meme. Here's how it works. Signal. Let other drivers know you're moving. Mirror. Check your side and rear view mirrors. Over the shoulder. Look for blind spots. Go. Only change lanes if it's safe. Pro tip, if you're not sure, don't do it. Missing your exit is better than missing your bumper. If you're finally ditching those bad driving habits, hit that like button. It's the easiest way to say, I'm ready to drive like a pro. Tip 10, how to spot a shady mechanic. You know the ones. They come at you with a serious face and say, your entire engine's toast, but I can fix it for $5,000. Don't fall for it. Here's how to sniff out the BS and find a mechanic you can actually trust. First, trust your gut. If they're rushing you, pressuring you to sign off on repairs today, or using words like critical failure to scare you, walk away. A good mechanic explains the problem, gives you time to decide, and doesn't treat your car like a ticking time bomb. Now, let's get specific. If they refuse to show you the old parts they replaced, that's a red flag the size of a pickup truck. Honest mechanics want you to see the worn out brake pads or the cracked belt. If they say, oh, we already threw it away, ask yourself, what are they hiding? And here's a classic move, the while we're in there upsell. You bring your car in for an oil change and suddenly they're saying you need a new transmission. Nope. A real pro will tell you exactly what's urgent and what can wait. Another trick, vague jargon. If they hit you with your differential flux capacitor is misaligned, ask them to explain it like you're 5. If they can't, they're bluffing. Here's your power move. Check their certifications. Look for ASE badges on the wall or ask if they specialize in your car's make. No certifications, no thanks. And always get a second opinion for big repairs. If Shop A says you need a 2000 transmission fix, but Shop B says it's just a 200 sensor, you've just dodged a scam. One last thing, Google is your best friend. Search your symptoms. Car making grinding noise when turning. Before you go in, if the mechanic's diagnosis sounds nothing like what you read, call them out. Remember, a good mechanic wants to keep you as a customer. A shady one just wants to drain your wallet. Don't let them. Tip 11. Alright, let's talk about coolant, the unsung hero of your car's survival. Think of it like your engine's personal Gatorade. Without it, your car goes from vroom vroom to boom boom real quick. Here's the deal, coolant does 2 big jobs. It keeps your engine from melting into a puddle on hot summer days. It stops your engine from freezing solid when it's colder than your ex's heart. But here's where people mess up. They treat their coolant like a set it and forget it thing. Big mistake. Let's fix that. Check the level when the engine's cold. If it's below below the min line, your engine's basically running a marathon without water. Top it up with the right coolant. Your manual will tell you which type. Mixing the wrong kinds, that's like putting ketchup in a smoothie. Just don't. Where does coolant leak from? Radiator hoses, cracked or loose hoses are prime suspects. Water pump. If you see drips near the front of the engine, the pump might be crying for help. Radiator itself, rust or damage can turn it into a leaky faucet. And here's a horror story. Ignoring low coolant can fry your engine. Overheating warps parts, cracks the block, and turns your car into a very expensive metal paperweight. Tip 12. How to check for fluid leaks and what each color means. Okay, let's talk about something every driver dreads. Mystery puddles under your car. You know the ones. You walk out to your driveway, see a weird stain, and think, is that oil? Coolant? Did I just park over a melted popsicle? Don't panic, let's play detective. Here's how to figure out what's leaking and exactly where it's coming from. Park your car on a clean, dry spot. Your driveway works. Let it sit for an hour or two, then check underneath. See a fresh puddle? Dab it with the paper towel. The color and texture will spill the tea. If the fluid is black or dark brown, that's engine oil. It usually leaks from the oil pan, valve cover gasket, or oil filter. You'll notice it under the front half of the car. If your oil level's dropping faster than your phone battery, you might need a new gasket or seal. If it's red or pink, that's transmission fluid or power steering fluid. Transmission fluid leaks often come from the transmission pan or cooler lines. Power steering fluid, check the hoses near the front wheels. Bright green, orange, or blue. That's coolant. It's like your engine's Gatorade and it's leaking from the radiator, hoses, or water pump. You'll usually see this near the front of the car. Yellow or clear, that's brake fluid if it's slippery, or just condensation from your AC. Brake fluid leaks are serious. They come from the brake lines or master cylinder, usually under the driver's side. If your brake pedal feels mushy, stop driving and call a mechanic. And if it's just water, that's normal. Your AC drains condensation like a car sweat. No biggie. Here's the kicker. If you're still not sure, slide a piece of white cardboard under your car overnight. The stain's color will scream the problem. Bottom line, fix small leaks now before they turn into my car's dead drama. Your wallet and your mechanic will thank you. If this tip saved you from a future driveway meltdown, hit that like button. It's free and it tells YouTube to show this video to other drivers who need help. And hey, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're just getting started and I've got your back for every car curveball life throws at you. Tip 13. Recognizing the signs of brake wear and how to fix it. Because nothing ruins your day faster than realizing your car won't stop. Your brakes are like your car's best friend, always there for you. But if you ignore them too long, they'll ghost you, and not in a good way. Here's how to spot the warning signs and fix them before it's too late. Listen up. If your brakes sound like a dying seagull, squeak, 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 that's your brake pad saying, hey, I'm almost gone. They have a little metal tab called a wear indicator that makes that noise when the pads are thin. Feel the pedal. If it's spongy or sinks to the floor, you've got air in the brake lines or a leak. If it vibrates like a jackhammer, your rotors are warped. And don't ignore the dashboard. If the brake warning light comes on, it's not just a suggestion. It's your car screaming, fix me now. If it's squeaking, check the pads. Pop the wheel off or peek through the spokes and look at the brake pads. If they're thinner than a credit card, replace them. Clean the brakes. Sometimes dirt or rust builds up and causes noise. Use brake cleaner spray to blast it away. If the pedal's spongy, bleed the brakes. This removes air from the brake lines. You'll need a friend to pump the pedal while you open the bleed valve. Check for leaks. Look under the car for wet spots near the wheels or along the brake lines. If you find one, replace the damaged part ASAP. If the pedal vibrates, resurface or replace the rotors. Warped rotors need to be machined smooth or swapped out. And if the brake light's on, check the fluid level. Low brake fluid, top it up with .3 or .4 fluid, check your manual. Inspect the brake system. If the fluid's full but the light's still on, you might have a bad sensor or a deeper issue. Pro tip, replace brake pads every 30,000 to 50,000 miles and rotors every 70,000 miles. And if you're not comfortable doing it yourself, find a mechanic you trust. Let's talk about something you've probably ignored since the day you bought your car, the cabin air filter. You know, that thing that's supposed to keep your air fresh but ends up smelling like a gym locker after a marathon. Here's the deal, your cabin air filter traps dust, pollen, and even exhaust fumes. But when it's clogged, it's like trying to breathe through a sock. Worse, your AC has to work overtime, and nobody wants to pay extra for weak airflow. Here's how to fix it in 5 minutes. No tools needed. First, find the filter. Most cars hide it behind the glove box. Pop the glove box open, squeeze the sides to drop it down, and look for a plastic cover. Some cars stash it under the hood near the windshield. Check your manual if you're lost. Pull out the old filter. If it's gray, crunchy, or has leaves stuck in it, congrats. It's time for a new one. Slide in the new filter. Make sure the arrows on the filter point are the same way as the old one, usually toward the floor. Snap everything back. Close the glove box or reattach the cover under the hood. Done. Pro tip, do this every 12 to 15,000 miles or once a year. And if you live where pollen's thicker than traffic, do it every 6 months. Why it matters: better air quality. No more sneezing fits or mysterious wet dog smells. Cheaper than a mechanic. Filters cost 10 to 20 online. A shop will charge $50 plus for the same 5-minute job. And no, blasting Febreze isn't a fix. That's like putting cologne on a dirty t-shirt. Tip 15. How to jumpstart a car safely without becoming a fireworks show. Alright, let's talk about jumpstarting a car, because nothing says bad day like turning the key and hearing click, click, click. But before you grab those jumper cables and start playing electrician, let's do this the right way. Here's the step-by-step guide to jump-starting your car without frying your battery or yourself. Step 1. Park the cars nose to nose. Get the good car close enough so the cables can reach, but don't let them touch. Turn off both engines. Step 2. Connect the cables in the right order. Red clamp to the dead battery's positive terminal plus. It's usually red and marked with a plus sign. Red clamp to the good battery's positive terminal plus. Black clamp to the good battery's negative. Black clamp to an unpainted metal surface on the dead car, like a bolt or bracket. Step 3. Start the good car. Let it run for 2 to 3 minutes to charge the dead battery. Step 4. Try starting the dead car. If it starts, you're a hero. Let both cars run for a few minutes. If it doesn't, wait another 2 minutes and try again. Step 5. Disconnect the cables in reverse order. Black clamp from the dead car. Black clamp from the good car. Red clamp from the good car. Red clamp from the dead car. Pro tips: don't let the clamps touch while they're connected. Sparks plus gas equals bad news. Drive the revived car for at least 20 minutes to recharge the battery. Invest in a portable jump starter. It's like a power bank for your car. No second vehicle needed.